live here with another Perfume Journal. How are you? And this time, something is bothering me. And I want to talk a little bit about a brand that I like very much. It's Swiss Arabian, and I really find it so reliable. But I have a slight issue with one of their perfumes, which is very hyped, which is very renowned, and we're talking about the Shaghaf line, and this is Shaghaf Oud. I have Shaghaf Oud Elixir, and it's similar to the original Shaghaf Oud, and yet not so much. And I'm starting to regret having purchased the Elixir version because, do you see me? Come on, let's put this up. Okay, because Shaghaf Oud Elixir is a very harsh perfume. I don't particularly like Shaghaf Oud in general because it's that very Middle Eastern perfume. You simply smell like rose and oud, rose with oud. That deep, not animalic, because I don't find oud animalic, but that deep, semi-stinky thing with a lot of sweetness and softness from the rose. However, the Shaghaf Oud Elixir version, and let's open it. This is it. And it was supposed to be beautiful and precious. This is exactly like the Shaghaf Oud, the simple version. What I don't like about the bottle is, if you can see, that it got chopped off around the edges. The paint on the bottle went away just by keeping this next to other bottles of perfume. So it's not very resistant. And I'm sorry, because this gold thing was supposed to be very precious. Right now it looks quite terrible. And this is the weakness of the bottles that Swiss Arabian produces. However, as I was telling you, the perfume is good. And in general, they have good perfumes, persistent ones, reliable ones. They are very persistent. They are quite unique. They don't really do dupes. And I enjoy. Swiss Arabian is one of my favorite perfume, Eastern Europe, Middle Eastern, actually, perfume brands. But the Shaghaf Oud Elixir, what's the issue with this one? Besides the oud and the rose, it has a huge stinkiness. It stinks. Sometimes when I open this cap, I feel like I'm in a damp old house, like a haunted house. Where is that dampness on the walls where somebody old and wicked used to live? That's exactly the dampness smell in this one. So it is at the same time very rosy and very strong. However, it doesn't persist more than the Shaghaf Oud, the OG, and it doesn't project more. It just stings more. So sometimes I like this perfume, sometimes I don't. That oud in here is too much, a little bit too much. Luckily, this stinkiness, when I spray it on my body and on clothes, doesn't remain. It's only at the beginning. Then the rose settles down and I get a strong, rosy, woody, almost woody perfume. What can I say? A lot of people is crazy. They are crazy about this perfume. They say that they love it, that this is one of the best. They use it in layering combinations. Indeed, if you like the print of a Middle Eastern perfume, this is exactly the essence of it. However, I'm not that happy with this one. I regret now not purchasing the original, but nevertheless, sometimes I still feel like using it on a combination with something else, with something fresher. What this perfume reminds me of is another one in my collection, and I will immediately show you because it has the same base. It's Momento by Rives, and we will see if they have similar ingredients. But this one reminds me a lot of Shaghaf Oud. It's actually Shaghaf Oud with something extra, with extra tonka. Momento by Rives is just a good dupe of Arabian's tonka from Montale perfumes. And it's very, very Arabic. And it's a better version than the simple Oud Elixir. Yeah, this is more refined. This has some coffee fragrance in it. And let me read you exactly what we have here. So, in Rives Momento, which is quite similar, Momento by Rives, very similar to Arabian's tonka. We have in this one also the rose. The rose is one of the main ingredients, main accords. Top notes is sugar, saffron, and mandarin. However, you don't feel the mandarin, you only feel the sweetness from the rose. Then it has tonka beans in the middle notes, damask rose, and agarwood. This makes it softer. The saffron somehow tames this basic accord from Oud Elixir. I sometimes think that they use Shaghaf Oud as a base for all typically Middle Eastern perfumes. But this one is much more complex. However, I don't like using Momento by Rives. It's not projecting and not as persistent and as this one from Swiss Arabian. However, it's more refined. Right now, the stinkiness and how many minutes passed since I sprayed it? Around 5 minutes. After 5 minutes or so, the stinkiness is still here. So I advise you for now, don't, if you can, don't buy the Elixir version. It's a little bit too much. It's like that damp house of an old auntie that nobody wants to stay in. And in time, but a couple of hours at least have to pass away. In time, it becomes softer, but you have to wait a lot. If you spray too much of this one, it won't be as good as you expect. This one is more refined due to the tonka beans, and it also has in it some amberwood and some caramel. Yet it's not a gourmand one. It's just a very sweet, leaning towards feminine perfume. This one is leaning towards the masculine. The Elixir version has some extra wood. And let's see what's inside this one. We have agar, the oud essence with saffron, and pink pepper. I don't feel the pink pepper in here. It also has rose and a lot of roses. Pralines and wood again. Wood is on all the level of Shaghaf Oud. In the base notes, in the middle notes, on the top notes. Everything is with wood. They exaggerate it with the wood. So, as an advice, I can tell you that you should lean towards something softer, towards the OG version, especially if you want to layer it. So, although sometimes I like it, this one, I don't think it can be really used by itself. It should be layered with something with a lot of bergamot in. And I can think of some variant to use it with, and this is Pink Sugar. This is a very classic perfume. It was created in 2014 or something like that. It's an eau de toilette. It's not very strong. It's called Pink Sugar. However, it's not as sweet and crazy sugar in it. It's a very citrusy perfume, a very refreshing sugar. It's another type of sugar. It's not that sweetness, the ambery vanillic sweetness in this one. It's refreshing, leaning towards feminine perfume. And if you top it with the Oud Elixir, the perfume is a little bit tamed off now. Unfortunately, what I don't like about Pink Sugar is the fact that it doesn't last too much. You can feel it like 1 hour, 2 hour maximum, and then it goes away. This is unfortunate because this perfume is quite interesting. Although it has this girly girl presentation, very teenager-like, it's not a teenager perfume. You can wear it on any age. You can use it in layering, and you can initially find some burnt dark sugar with a lot of bergamot. This one makes it good for all type of weathers. And it combines very, very well. It layers very, very well with Shaghaf Oud Elixir and with Momento by Rives. By themselves, they don't do a happy marriage and a happy combination. Only these two are not very good together because they're too much on the rose stuff, and this one has too much oud on it. However, when you put and add this freshness from Pink Sugar, you really make a crazy, crazy good combination. Unfortunately, after a while, we ran out of the Pink Sugar smell. Let's see what's in this Pink Sugar. What do we find here? Particularly because I know it's bergamot and it should be a lot of candy and a lot of sweetness. However, they put and they use here a very good and a very strong citrusy accord. The Pink Sugar, guys, Pink Sugar has what in it? From Aqualina. And remember, this is eau de toilette. This is why it's not as persistent. Was launched, actually, it was my bad. It was launched in 2004, so it's a real oldie. But it's still, it's beyond time. This one, it's a modern and contemporary and an interesting unisex fragrance for all ages and all times. So it has a lot of orange, bergamot, and some raspberry, but you don't feel the raspberry. It should have also strawberries and some other red berries, but you don't really feel them. You just feel this freshness from the citrus accords. It also has vanilla, musk, tonka beans, and sandalwood. So you can make the perfect mix with these two or with these two. But this one, Pink Sugar, saves everything. And by the way, I also have a body mist from Pink Sugar, which I really used a lot. I don't think this I will use it very much. I just tested it. And I don't use it, as I told you, because it doesn't persist. Otherwise, it's a good perfume, you know, even if it's considered childish, it's not childish. And the body mist is just a softer version that I would really repurchase. I wouldn't repurchase the perfume because I don't think I will ever finish it, but I would like to repurchase the body mist. However, it's the same issue. The body mist doesn't really persist. So what can I do? I will use this one, and I will think about purchasing another body mist. Maybe I will use Pink Sugar, the toilet version, as a body mist. And obviously, I can only use it in combinations and on layering. In time, the strength of Swiss Arabian's Shaghaf Oud Elixir still covers completely the Pink Sugar. However, for a while, for a couple of hours, you can enjoy it like this in the combo and just apply afterwards another spray of Pink Sugar. This is not particularly a combination for autumn or for winter. It's for all seasons in the mix. The Shaghaf Oud Elixir, I think it's a good one for all weather, for all seasons. If you like it, if you're into that strong, rosy, and sometimes bothersome oud. So this is on my mind, and this is what I'm up to for this current week. Let's keep in touch. Thank you for watching me, and let's see some other impressions and opinions that you have if you use these ones, if you have another interesting mix. Until next time, send you much love and many kisses. Bye.